Hi, this is Steve Nugent of Empirical Audio. We're going to describe for you some of our computer audio interface products and why we believe we're one of the leaders in the marketplace in this area. Let's start with the history. Empirical Audio started modding equipment about in 2002. And in 2002, a customer came to us and brought us a piece of gear and said, this is my computer audio interface. And, can you make it sound better? So we started reverse engineering that like we did many of our mods. And after a while, we decided, you know what, not only does this sound pretty good when we mod it, we think we can do a lot better job if we do our own design. So we started designing our products for computer audio interfaces, and now we're up to third and fourth generation on some of these products. And we're particularly happy that we've been able to outperform most transports on the market with our computer audio interfaces. And this is not the usual case. The computer audio is still in its infancy as of 2008. And so there are a lot of products, a lot of inexpensive products on the market, and even some computer interfaces on more expensive products that aren't very interesting. So we feel that we've had a little bit more time developing these things, more experience, and a unique, I think, background to bring to the table to deliver high performance from a computer. So let's talk about our computer audio devices. My most popular device and earliest device is the Offramp-3. And the Offramp-3 is my USB interface. So it's a wired interface, USB and outputs SPDIF coax, XLR, AES interface, and our proprietary I2S interface. And I2S, for those that don't know what I2S is the native interface to the D-to-A converter chip. It's been standardized over the past few years, and all D-to-A chips now use that type of interface. So it's essentially a direct path to the D-to-A chip, avoiding all other logic and clocking schemes. So it delivers the lowest possible jitter to the D-to-A chip. Our other products include our Pacecar reclocker here, and this is the back of it. The Pacecar we developed primarily to address a lot of very nice Wi-Fi devices that have proliferated in the marketplace that consumers like to use. Easy to use, a lot of them very convenient. A lot of them allow iPhones to control them and other convenient remote control methods, and no wires laying on the carpet. The problem with virtually all of them, though, is the jitter, which has been the bane of digital audio from the very beginning, from the inception of the CD. Jitter, for those that don't understand, jitter is the inaccuracy of the timing of the digital data. In order for the D-to-A converter to convert digital to analog, there are really two aspects. There's the data, or the ones and zeros that make up the actual data, and then there's the timing of that data as it is presented to the D-to-A, and both of those are equally as important. You don't want data errors, you don't want timing errors. So jitter is really timing error. And so what we're trying to do, and this has been our mantra from the beginning, is to reduce that timing error or jitter to the lowest possible. The goal, of course, is to make it completely inaudible, and it's an elusive one, but we've come pretty darn close, I think. So, our Pacecar does right now the best job of reducing that jitter. It's a reclocking device that can be added straight from a computer or using one of the many Wi-Fi devices, from transporter to Pacecar to squeeze box to duet, and it reduces the jitter from all of these and presents interfaces that can be used with standard off-the-shelf DACs or our custom I2S interface. And it works in a number of different modes depending on which kind of device you attach to it, and we have different clock upgrade options for it as well. Finally, our third product is our Overdrive USB DAC. And this is a very interesting piece because what we found, and also based from feedback from customers verifying this for us, is that really jitter is the #1 problem in digital. So the second problem is really the preamp. And so why is a preamp a problem? Preamp, of course, selects the source and it controls volume. Well, unfortunately, these things, even if it's a passive preamp, there's a certain amount of noise added, whether it's active or passive preamp. And if it's strictly a passive preamp, then there's issues with drive current to the amplifiers. Are you really getting enough drive current so the amplifier behaves well and delivers the dynamics that are in the music? So in any case, active and passive are all adding a certain amount of noise, or they're compressing the music, or they're reducing dynamics. They're all having an audible coloration effect of some sort or another. So that, if you could remove the preamp from the chain, that would peel back the next layer of the onion that's preventing you from hearing the music in all of its glory, right? Then the third layer of the onion is a little simpler, and it's simply this: the D to A conversion. How can you make the D to A conversion as good as possible? Well, the D to A chip, of course, the selection of that chip is very important because each of the D to A converters has a slightly different sound to it. The post-DAC filtering that removes the digititis, if you will, in the output of the D to A chip. And then finally, the power delivery to that chip that enables the chip to really meet its specifications that are written on paper. You know, it may have low noise specifications, it may have dynamic range specifications, but if you don't feed it the power in the proper way, it's not going to meet any of those specifications. So that's the other thing we specialize in, is determining what it is that makes these D to A chips happy. What is it that makes it perform at its best? Right? So those are the three items that we've attacked in the Overdrive. It does all three. And in fact, it takes it one level beyond that even. The volume control in the Overdrive is unlike anything in any product ever produced. It is exactly like taking a DAC without a volume control, connecting it directly to your amplifiers. So there's absolutely no circuitry added. There's no gain control when I adjust the volume. There's no resistors for attenuation. There's no classical noise adders in the circuit for the volume control of the Overdrive. So as a result, you get the low jitter of our computer interfaces, so you get that clarity, and then you peel the rest of the noise of the preamp out of the picture, and then you combine that with a D to A converter that's not being limited. It's meeting its specs and it's delivering the dynamics and the clarity and the low noise. And the result is like no other product on the market. Very dynamic. The clarity level is something I've never heard in any other DAC. So it's a really exciting product, the Overdrive. And you know, with this device, all you need is a computer, amps, and speakers, and you're done. So it simplifies everything. It does not have analog inputs, but it's so it's a digital, essentially a digital preamp and DAC.